All right, welcome back to the DuckHill Workshop. My name is Ben. Today is kind of a cleanup day and a little bit of some new things, starting projects, but first the shop really does need to get cleaned. But a couple quick things, some fun new changes. So the first one being, you might even be able to hear it, my good friend Nick Anders sent me this Sennheiser XS, what is it? Yeah. The XS wireless digital portable lavalier set. I had been filming with the Sennheiser MKE 440 stereo shotgun mic. And it's worked, I think it's really good. It's a sensitive microphone and obviously it's mounted on the camera and not over here on me. So you get a lot of room noise, you get a lot of other stuff. And it's very proximity, so you know, the further away you get from it, there's all kinds of stuff that I could explain. You might already know. Makes sense. Like when the microphone's right here, even though this is a really sensitive microphone, I was listening to some audio from it the other day. I think it'll be a little different. So we're trying that out. I just got this little, tiny little slot cutter. That is going to be used to cut grooves in the lattice and in the top dust frame of my mom's cabinet, or desk cabinet, to attach the live edge top down so that it won't move, won't go anywhere. And what else is new? Oh, so we got hats. We also have stickers. So this is actually like a bumper sticker, and this one is a transfer. So when you're done, like you'll just have the DuckHill and the saw blade left over. So when we hit 100, which is three subscribers away, we're at 97. So when we hit 100, we'll give away a hat with a set of stickers. That'll be cool. The next thing up is that we're gonna start milling lumber for a quilt ladder and for floating shelves for Lauren and Dustin. So it's just time to start processing some lumber for those things. And other than that, we're in the process of cleaning. We're probably gonna be making some more cleats for storage, obviously. Like I've got some stuff up here that doesn't belong there, but that's just where it ended up. So we'll push through that kind of stuff. And yeah, at the end of the day, like a lot of the mess in here is scrap wood, so I also have to decide what to save and what to keep. No, that's the same thing. I have to decide what to save and what to throw in the burn pile. So we might have a pretty good bonfire here in the next couple days. Let's get to it. But first, coffee. All right, so I know that, one, I missed a big chunk. The battery died, so I missed a bunch of footage. One, the workbench appears to be more of a mess, but we're starting to clean up this space. So I got rid of, well, haven't gotten rid of them yet. I took down these two clamp racks that used to stick out, you know, like 2 feet, and I always kept catching my shoulder on them when I'd walk through here. And then instead, I built this. It still needs a little bit more support because it's sagging on the hinges, but now we have storage for all of my parallel clamps and all of my quick clamps, and then all of my little F-style clamps. The pipe clamps are hiding in the corner because they're a little bit bigger. I'll figure out what to do with them later. I don't use them very often, so I'm okay having them in a less accessible place. All of the 8-foot level and my panel clamps or straight edges are there. I made a new cleat for my coping saw added a little hook for my 3/8 impact. And then what I'm working on right now is a wall hanger for all of my hand planes. So that'll fill in, this'll move and that'll fill in this space here-ish. So I'll be able to get access to the 3 that I use all the time, and then my vintage ones that I'm restoring will go there as well. So they'll be on display and out in the open, so I'll be able to see them. And what else? So we'll kind of jump in. I'll show you about what the layout's gonna be for this hand plane cabinet, and then we'll start working on that. So. All right, so this gives you kind of an idea of what this layout is gonna look like. I can't get the camera up high enough to give you a good straight on view. The number 7 and the 2 4s will be angled, so they'll be out like that. And then the whole thing will hang on the wall. So, just kind of laying it out, trying to get dimensions, trying to get the spacing, how big my cabinet needs to be. But that's where she is, and we're gonna start putting that together and clearing out some scrap lumber in the process. So, let's get this done. All right, so the workbench actually seems like more of a mess since I brought out a bunch of scrap lumber and plywood. But we've made this swinging clamp storage, hand plane till, and this coping saw cleat. Kind of rearranged this space a little bit, moving things over. Rehung the sign, put in a couple of screws so that I can have my 3/8 impact up off the workbench or wherever it's been floating around. Made a little thing for all of my spring clamps. Next up, I think I'm gonna build a little extra shelf down here so that these can move down, and then decide to store some other stuff there. And then I think the lights, I don't know if you can see the lights or not, they can move out to the shed. Things that still need a home are these 2 vintage levels from my grandfather. Those are pretty cool, and they're accurate. This was a hand plane that came from Grandpa Dallas as well. And then this was one that my brother found and brought home for me. So those will be more of just display fun pieces. What else needs to find a home? This cool little cordless vacuum. Belongs to my brother, but he lets me borrow it because it's kind of nice just for cleaning off the bench. So I want to get that on the shelf somewhere. I'll just hang out. But the nice thing that happened about moving these things up to the wall, these planes up to the wall, is that they occupied one of my biggest drawers on my miter saw stand. So there are some other things that can move into that drawer, like the Moxon vise can probably move in there, or my my miter fence, my miter gauge for my table saw. It's been living in over here, but this one's kind of crowded. This drawer's kind of crowded. So clean some of that stuff up, just slowly finding better, more effective homes for things. And using up scrap material in the process. So I got a couple more things to figure out to use, and then we'll call it a night. That should wrap up. That should give me enough space here. Tomorrow we're gonna dig into the quilt racks. So we'll get that done and just keep making progress moving forward. I think that's where I'm gonna leave you guys for today. I hope you've had a good week, and until next time.